Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard. If you are brand new, welcome back if you're not, and welcome home if that fits for you. We are here today to talk about what is up for the week of January the 8th through the 14th of 2024, the second week of this new year. How about that? Yeah, we talk about astrology, we talk about energy, so let's get right in. On Monday the 8th, we have a Sagittarius moon. We've got a quincunx to Jupiter. We have a conjunction to Venus and a trine to Chiron. And then Mercury in Sagittarius, by the way, will square Neptune in the evening. So the week starts off feeling a little bit scattered, perhaps less serious than things have felt for a while. And I can't say that's a bad thing, right? If you have to get shit done, you're going to have to close off all your distractions. And that's, whoa, hey, yo. That's going to be a big deal. So turning off all your distractions, closing your doors is a start, and it's only a start, because some of the bigger distractions might be the ones that are in your brain. Right? We have that Sagittarius moon, and these aspects are wanting you to be in experience. Here is your, let's call it challenge. Can you turn off your brain and choose to be in your experience instead of judging yourself for wanting that experience? That is your challenge, right? Try to be in that experience as fully as you're able and see what that feels like, right? On Tuesday the 9th, the Sag moon is going to quincunx Uranus, square Neptune, and conjunct Mercury. The sun in Capricorn will trine Uranus, and the moon is going to slide into Capricorn as well. Mars, also in Capricorn, is going to sextile Saturn in the evening. So finding your voice is going to be a little bit easier on Tuesday, even if the messages still feel a little scrambled. There might be some sudden shifts in your sense of truth that might surprise you. So here's the deal. Don't push against those revelations. Instead, create something new and be aware that you can shift or change anything that you want to. It just has to be your intention, right? On Wednesday, the 10th, that Cap moon is going to sextile Saturn, conjunct Mars, trine Jupiter, and square Chiron. So Wednesday can be a very full day. Find your groove really early on, and let it carry you, right? And what I mean by that is you can really accomplish things. You can really get some shit done if your sense of expansion is very wide open. So manage your to-do list early in the day, and later keep referring back to your to-do list if you need that as a reminder of your accomplishments, if you instead sort of creep into self-doubt later. So just be aware. Keep a record on Wednesday. On Thursday, the 11th, that Capricorn moon is going to trine Uranus. And then at 5:57 a.m. Central Time, we have the Capricorn New Moon, right, as the moon conjuncts the sun. Very tightly trining Uranus and a semi-square to Saturn. Venus in Sagittarius is going to trine Chiron, and then that moon in Capricorn will sextile Neptune, conjunct Pluto, before moving into Aquarius later in the evening. So this is a day of rededication. If you're a person who managed some resolutions or whatever it is in terms of life changes, this is the day to find your sense of devotion again, right? Explore your why and recalibrate if needed. Now, here's the deal. The more soul you can put into your concept of boots on the ground, right, the better off you're going to be when it comes to actually those results, to witnessing those results. and kind of also witnessing your own sense of satisfaction. So change what needs changing, adapt where you need to adapt, and don't be surprised with the accompanying changes in your reality, right? Welcome them. In fact, welcome them. On Friday the 12th, Mars in Capricorn is going to trine Jupiter. That Aquarius moon will also square Jupiter. And then the moon will sextile Chiron. So this is a day of momentum, right? It's a day to really witness and also keep your commitments, especially the ones you made to yourself. Recognize your capabilities, hello, as the path toward your inner sense of accomplishment and freedom. And that power of freedom and independence is going to create even more momentum, right? So this is kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So let that happen. Just let it happen. On Saturday, the 13th, on Saturday the 13th, the Aquarius moon will sextile Venus and square Uranus. And then about an hour apart in the evening, Mercury will move into Capricorn and the moon will move into Pisces. And then that Pisces moon is going to sextile Mercury. So don't take for granted your sense of home on Saturday. And again, what we mean by that here in Eileen Land is the way that you experience what feels like home to you, right? What it smells like, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what its representation is. And those are always self-defined. No one can tell you what they look like, feel like, smell like, taste like. Those always come back to your own experience every single time. And so don't take that for granted on Saturday. It has to be, those definitions have to be regularly explored and regularly affirmed and regularly updated. And it just so happens that Saturday the 13th is a great day for that. So be open to the nuances in those felt senses of awareness, right? Bedtime kind of brings an innate sense of expression, like you just know what it is that you want to say and how and where it will land the best. So share your expression, be in that claiming, right? On Sunday the 14th, that Pisces moon is going to conjunct Saturn, and Venus in Sagittarius will quincunx Uranus. Whoa, hello, there you are. And that Pisces moon is going to sextile Jupiter, and then the Pisces moon will also sextile Mars. So Sunday, the 14th, is a day that might be a little bit triggery. It might feel a little explosive. It might feel a little hot-tempered. So here's the deal. If you can turn down your self-righteousness and listen, right? This is a day where your silence will have more power than your words or your actions, right? Listen. Before you make choices, before you do anything. The consequences, if you have listened before you make choices or before you choose to respond, will not only feel better, but they will absolutely serve you better in the long run. So just be aware, right? It's a stop, breathe, and think kind of day. So let's get talking, shall we? On Monday, we got the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands. We talked about this as a day that might feel a little bit scattered and really needing to close off your distractions. And if you're going to be in experience, be in experience, right? Seven of Swords is about deception or betrayal. It's how you call yourself out on your own nonsense. And so again, choosing to be in that experience, to be led by your passion, means that you have to choose to be led by your passion. You can't come in the back and allow your consciousness to circle back and circumvent all the experience you just had. So be in it, right? Just be in it, or choose not to be in it at all. Does that make sense? I hope so. On Tuesday, you have the Seven of Swords again and the Sun, right? A little bit of reflection here. So We talked about how this is a day where finding your voice is a little bit easier, even if the message is still a little bit scrambled, right? Making sure that you're creating something new and allowing it to be whatever it wants. Again, you're making choices. You're making choices when it comes to your old ideas, right? Are you going to carry those into what you're creating? Well, let me explain something to you. You can do that. But if you do, you're not really creating something new. You're just recreating something old or outdated. So if it's going to be the heck yes, let it be a heck yes. And if it's going to be a no, just let it be a no. Don't bullshit yourself, okay? Yeah, just be in it. On Wednesday, we have some more swords here. We got a lot of swords this week, y'all. Nine of Swords and the Hermit. Okay, so again, we're talking about challenging ideas and anxiety and how you overcome or circumvent them. So we talked about this is the day to find your groove early, right? And keep your sense of expansion wide open, referring back to it if later in the day you decide, oh no, I was so irresponsible and what did I really accomplish? Well, guess what? You did a lot. You did a lot. Claim it. Claim it. Don't let somebody else's assessment of your productivity or achievements color what you know to be true. So if you got your business done, claim it, right? Yeah. Keep that sense of expansion and self-propulsion wide open, no matter what comes in as somebody else's idea of what you should or could have done, or if I was you, I would have done. No, sorry, you know what you accomplished because you kept a list, right? Keep that list. On Thursday, this is the day of that new moon. So we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. We talked about this as a day of rededication to your goals, and really witnessing the more soul you're putting into your boots on the ground, the better off you are in terms of satisfaction and results, right? And here's the deal. We learn how to do that when we stop. So if this first 10 days of the year allowed you to have some latitude in your expectation or even in your planning, right? If you witnessed, wow, I said I wanted to do this, but I really don't think I do. In the long term, that's not going to work for me. You get to make that call. You get to make that shift and change, and recalibrate in accordance with your updated why, right? So if we're going to talk about results and satisfaction, it has to include your satisfaction. It can't just be about your results. So shifting and changing whatever you evaluate as needing to be changed, well, that's where the welcome sign goes out, right? You don't have to dedicate yourself to something that feels uncomfortable. You want to make sure that you're dedicating yourself to something that is satisfying. So by all means, rededicate as often as possible. On Friday the 12th, we have the Three of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Beautiful, because this is that day of momentum, right? And how we circle around, how our momentum creates our commitment, how our commitment creates our results, how our results fuels our momentum. And so as you move in this beautiful circle of abundance and satisfaction, right, and results, this is where all these things come to pass. We talk about celebrating in line with our passion. That's right. That's how we do it. We create something and then we celebrate every victory, every single victory. We celebrate every recalibration. We celebrate every choice because it's all leading us toward the reason that we're here, the why of our celebration. And so, you know, your life is just one giant recalibration, one realignment to your momentum, one recommitment to that thing that's making it worthwhile. Why? Yes. Why? Yes. Why? Yes. This is how we create motion, right? Otherwise, we are still and stagnant like the Seven of Swords. And we're like, well, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe, but maybe not. So be in it, right? Be in it to win it. And the more you witness your success there, right, incrementally, the more you build on it. So, yeah. You've got nothing but goodness there. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Swords for Saturday. We talked about this as the day where we're going to reevaluate our sense of home and be open to our nuances, right? Two of Swords is about needing to make a choice and having a hard time with that. The Knight of Pentacles says, well, okay, in the meantime, let's just keep moving. Keep thinking if you need to keep thinking, but let's keep moving, right? The Knight of Pentacles is always going to be in motion. And so the way that you're moving toward that sense of home is just about creating your felt sense of awareness and really witnessing your own kind of innate sense of self-expression and the want to share that, right? Sometimes if we talk about a thing that we can't make a choice about, we figure it out. We might figure it out by gaining a little bit of wider perspective. So share it if you need help on your why. Don't feel like you have to manage that or navigate it on your own inside your head. You can manage it in motion. There's nothing wrong with that. On Sunday, we have the Ace of Wands. Again, my friends, again, right? And we also have the King of Wands. So the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands together. So we talked about this as that day that might be triggery and perhaps a little explosive. And choosing to listen, right? Instead of just taking an action, instead of spouting off, instead of starting without thinking through. The King of Wands, he understands all of this energy here, this go, go, go energy, but he also understands the need for discernment, the need for self-management, the need for understanding the widest perspective available, and also understanding the consequences of this impulsive motion. So make that your business on Sunday, right? So that those consequences serve you instead of plague you. We also have hold space for yet, right? So again, if we're talking about rededication, if we're talking about being in our momentum, right? The results may not be exactly what you want yet, but hold that space. Hold that space for yet, especially with this Capricorn New Moon, right? This is about how you move into a space and how you create what you're looking for through dedication over time, right? Through that constant repetitive practicing. And so you have to hold space for yet, but you also have to move in accordance with your desire as well. We also have the Empty Well. Honestly, this is a beautiful card if you really look at it. I like it. It's got that gorgeous spiral in there. Yeah. Time to replenish. Well, yeah, it definitely is. So here we go. Nothing here. Time to replenish. Diminishing yourself for another. The empty well reveals that there is nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It's time to face this harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance you've experienced and let spirit guide you to your next destination. This might mean saying goodbye to someone or something or insisting on changing the rules of the game. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results you want, right? This is how we talk about reevaluation all week, right? And really witnessing your sense of home and where you're going and what you want and not being afraid to shift or change that. Absolutely. There is a lack of reciprocity of give and take. The empty well tells you that it's time to reclaim what's yours and return what does not belong to you. The shadows cast in your direction are not of your making. You do not need to react or respond to them, as they are not real. Simply shine your light upon them and see how it dispels them, right? These shadows are projections that you are confusing for reality, right? You may have been offered a shovel to help you dig yourself out of an uncomfortable situation, a bucket to drink from the well, but you cannot dig yourself out from this hole. And remember that there's no water to be found here. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Follow the waterway course, the aquifers that run deep in the earth, and you'll be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart, right? We talked about this. We talked about finding what you want, what you need, and being willing to not bullshit yourself, right? To let go of anything that's not in service, of anything that's not aligned, and constantly being willing to recalibrate when new information presents, right? The momentum will carry you forward, but you have to be willing to do the quiet work in order to create it. And then you have to hold space for the yet that is coming, right? And celebrate your progress, every single bit of it. Even celebrate the things that you are called to lose, right? Because that takes you closer to what you feel as a win. It's Capricorn New Moon, guys. It's a big deal. Let the things shift and change that need to shift and change. Release the places that are empty wells, right? Just give yourself permission to keep moving, right? What's going to find you is going to find you. And the longer you hold on to the things that aren't yours, the slower you go, right? The more confused you feel. So clean breaks. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful energy. Happy new moon, and thanks for listening. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care and be blessed.